prepare our children to start school. In addition to this, we look at the possible advantages of incorporating supplementary learning for your child to give them a holistic learning experience. Before I introduce my panel today, let me start off by throwing the question of the day to you. And we ask you your thoughts on this. Do you believe our children have more anxiety than ever heading back to school? And if so, explain. Do you believe that our children have more anxiety than ever heading back to school? And if so, explain. At K24 TV is how you can reach us. And of course, our WhatsApp number at the bottom of your screen. Should you wish to call and contribute, we would definitely love to hear from you. Well, Annabelle Gishure is a child psychologist. She joins us today. She is also the MD of Transform Generation Africa, which is a hub recognized for mentorship, empowerment, personal development, and more. Welcome to the show, Annabelle. Okay, I've got a very special guest here. She goes by the name of Shani Mungai. She's just 7 years old from Riara School and will be giving us, of course, her take on going back to school. Shani, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And last but not least, we want to introduce Owen Omondi. He is the country director of Growed Global Limited, which is a platform that offers personalized learning experiences for learners by supplementing traditional classroom education with extracurricular activities. Owen, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Okay, so Shani, let me start off with you because we only have a couple of minutes with you. First of all, thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
I'm wondering, when you were told that there's coronavirus, how did they explain? How did your parents, how did mom and dad explain it to you?
It's a bad virus. It has been giving people a lot of coronavirus, and we wish it goes away.
Absolutely. So when you heard you have to stay home, how did you feel about staying home? Because can you imagine staying 1, 2, 3, all the way to 9 months at home? How did you feel?
I felt bad because I really wanted to go to my cousin's place.
Yeah.
And to my friend's place. So we wish Corona went because I don't know where the Corona came out. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, Shani, I think a lot of children have, you know, just been so scared because when you hear if you touch other people or you play with other kids, you might get Corona. What are some of the scary things you've heard about Corona and going back to school?
I was scared about when I'm playing with my friends and then I'm hugging them, I might get Corona.
Yeah. And when do you go back to school?
On Friday.
On Friday. So
yes.
when you were told you're going back to school and you know what you had, that if I touch someone or if I hug someone, I might get Corona, were you like, no, I don't think I want to go to school on Friday?
Yes.
So you didn't want to go to school?
Yeah, but I really missed school.
Yeah. So you're trying to decide, do I go because I might get this bad flu, but I miss my friends, I want to see my friends? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking to go back, but not to hug people.
Good girl. So you're sure you'll keep your mask on?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we'll talk to you more in just a bit, Shani, but feel free, enjoy. What are you having, water or is it tea? It's water.
Water.
Okay. All right. You relax, no problem. If you want to take a break, let me know. But let me welcome Annabelle and Owen, obviously, now to the conversation. And before we start, something from Growed Global website that stood out to me, and this is a child psychologist, also known as Tracy Wasuna, who commented on a recent study. And listen to what she said, that the children have been affected the most from going to real school to homeschooling and from socializing daily to mostly seeing their loved ones and classmates digitally or not at all. It's no wonder that we found that 50% of children are feeling anxious, worried and scared about the current lockdown situation. And Annabelle, because you work extensively with kids all the time, what do you think are the biggest concerns, in your opinion, that children have expressed about going back to school?
Yeah, I would tackle that in two ways.
Yeah.
One is the fear of the unknown. So this is a recent question I received from a child.
Yeah.
Why does mommy want to sacrifice me?
What?
Yeah, so I took it from an angle. I wanted to understand from what point does that question come from. And it's like, from when we started Corona, mommy has not gone to work. But she wants me to go to school.
Yeah.
Because when I go to school, I'm going to get Corona. That is why we've stayed indoors since March.
Right.
So to that child, the mommy is sacrificing because he feels safe at home.
Right.
So now that is a call to our education system to create the safe space in the schools.
Absolutely.
Because that is a call. That is a call from this child. They're trying to tell you, I need a safe space. What I've been having at home,
Yeah.
I need to find, is it there in school? That is the first concern, fear of the unknown. How will I tackle behavior changes? Because
Right.
behavior is going to change. Most of the kids are looking forward to go and play with friends. How will they play now?
Yeah.
That is behavior change. So, and who is preparing them
Yeah.
for? We are no longer going to play. We are no longer going to play the way we used to play. We're no longer going to interact with
yeah.
other people the way we used to interact.
Right.
Yes. So that gap, the parents must come in, and also the teachers must come in.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be a blend so that we prepare for a thriving comeback.
Yeah, it now goes beyond just the studying and,
Yeah.
academics now. You have to play the role of counselor, psychologist, babysitter, so to speak.
Yeah.
Owen, just roping you in regards to how even growth started, was it really a concept that you feel has now picked up even more because of COVID-19, or were there major challenges within traditional classrooms that led to the starting or the launch of growth?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it is quite a big challenge for anyone, because any kind of change affects people in a different way. But the goodness is, at Growth, we had already started working on this, our platform. We had already started working on an environment that can actually encompass kids' learning away from the normal traditional way of learning. But it just happened that whatever situation you're facing now just came at this moment, whereby it was some kind of an opportunity for us to use our system more extensively. Yeah, because the challenges that parents are facing now, it's unforeseen, it's scary, as Annabelle is putting it, and for kids, I can imagine how more scary it can be, because of course they do not know what to do. And also ourselves as parents, we also do not know, because it's a new thing.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
And let me just try and compare what we are actually seeing in different regions of the world. In the US, for example, the idea of school pods has become quite popular. So, for example, if you live in an estate, you've got kids within the same age, you would be able to now outsource teachers or whoever to come and teach your children. Do you believe, as Growth, that small group learning is more effective or really the way to go?
Yes, at Growth, we believe that small clusters, small group learning is very effective. More concentration is focused on kids, and kids are able to express themselves more extensively. So, and problems and challenges are being able to be picked earlier at the stages of learning. So the idea of school pods back at the other developed countries is working well for them. And but we also have seen also a change in the way education has been delivered throughout last year. And I think also around this time as well, because people have started appreciating the fact that we need to have an alternative to the way we've been doing things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Shadi, if I can ask you, how has learning been for you over this break? Were you doing your online classes well, or as an estate, or where you stay? Are children coming together to do activities together?
I would have fun going to school without corona and play with my friends. And now, because corona has come, I would now start getting bored.
Right.
Because I don't see my schoolmates.
So how are you doing it? This few months that have passed, how were you learning? Were you learning through the computer, online, or no school at all?
I wouldn't use a computer because we stopped. So now I would use my books.
Okay, and mommy and daddy are the ones who help you now out with your work?
Yes.
Okay, so now you're thinking, I'm happy that's done, now I get to see my friends.
Yes.
But you have friends in the estate.
But still I want to see my schoolmates.
Okay, good point, good point. And you know, Annabelle, this brings me back to the whole conversation of inclusivity. Like I had mentioned to you over the phone prior to this, interview, one child actually told her parent, did anyone really ask us how we feel? Who is actually having a dialogue with our children to find out what module works best for them, which environment suits them better? What's your take on that? Because sometimes you would find that perhaps the reason someone is being rebellious about going back to school, a bit 50-50, is because nobody asked them. You're just simply telling them you're going to start school on the 4th.
Yeah. Yes, so I would actually say we have been having a monologue rather than a dialogue.
Yeah.
A dialogue is it's a conversation between two people.
Yeah.
And also as a parent, you're listening to understand, not to respond.
Right.
Yeah, so the whole conversation and dialogue about how do we feel as children, the parents could have picked, it's both way, parents and teachers.
Yeah.
But when Corona happened, the parents could have picked up at that point. Because what I've realized with Corona, most children have taken up the optimism and positive attitude with how the parents reacted to Corona.
All right.
If the parents reacted positively, the children also adapt to that. Because as a parent, if you took it positively, you channeled your child's energy to other activities.
Right.
Coaching, music. So they've grown.
Yeah.
That is why even as they're going back to school, now the teachers need to know they have new children. It's not the children that left.
Right. They've come back with different skills. Yeah.
They have different experiences. So now it's supposed to be a continuation of what the parent has started.
Right.
The teachers should be prepared to start with it. And that calls now for psychological first aid.
Yeah.
To actually know where does this child, where do they stand as they come in school for that comeback. And the opposite of that, if the parent took it negatively, you're complaining 100% of Corona, your child now will pick up that and have a lot of fears, negativity, and that is how anxiety now is grown
building
in the
up.
Child. Yeah, it's built up in the child.
Okay. And, I like that term that you've just given us, psychological first aid for your child. Very important. Let's remind you about our question of the day, dear viewer, and asking you your thoughts on the same. And we're asking if you believe that our children have more anxiety than ever heading back to school. And if so, explain. I'll ask my director to let me know if you've got any text messages. We've got one here that says, hi, I am Wayumba Brian from Otosh, Kisumu. Going back to school is a good move. The question we should ask is for how long are we going to stay in fear? Corona is here to stay and we should learn to live with it. The kids are afraid, yes, but we as parents and teachers, we should play a major role of telling the kids what is expected of them. Okay, thank you so much for that. Do we have another text? All right, Ramsey Rono from Moyes Bridge says, yes, a lot of students are anxious since there is a new normal of wearing masks. washing hands and keeping social distance. They are worried since they don't know what would happen next, and they associate corona with death. Wow. Good point there, Ramsey. Thank you. All right. Do we have another text, or we'll keep those coming? Okay, fine. We'll sample more in just a moment, but asante sana for that. Owen, you know, when we talk about what you're doing at GROD, you do focus on classes such as the arts, music. I saw something about mindfulness and life skills. What really is the importance of incorporating life skills into your tailored learning?
With the help of the experts that we took on board,
Yeah.
when we were coming up with the GROD app and the whole system as a whole, we found out that it is important for us to have some expert advice on what should be included to create a holistic point of view or approach to the well-being of child psychology. So we employed some experts, including a nutritionist, child educationist, and also a psychologist to help us curate different activities for children. So we've had a very impactful outcomes for these kids, and we came to find out that having those life skills, those mindfulness in kids will make them even better at classes or whatever they do generally. Yeah.
And Shani, just, you know, from what Owen and Annabelle are saying, it makes me wonder, how have you managed to have fun while at home? You know, what do you do for fun now that you're not in school? Okay, I know you're going back on Friday, but what have you been doing? Do you play? Do you sing? Do you dance? What do you do?
I dance and play with my brother. And sometimes I can be singing. Yes.
And do you think that has helped you during this period for coronavirus?
Yes.
Because it keeps you busy.
Yes.
And you enjoy yourself.
Yes.
Okay. You know, Annabelle, when you look at the vital role that some of these extracurricular activities play in a child's life, especially now during the middle of a pandemic, perhaps there are parents today who haven't really picked up on the importance of all these other things outside academics to help the likes of Shani just cope with what's happening.
Yes, it's I would say it's a mindset that is building up in our society because it's more westernized.
Yeah.
But the 21st century parents are picking it up. And this is what I would tell every parent.
Yeah.
This is a personal question, a self-introspection question. You should ask yourself if you're creating a net for your child. The net is an acronym. Are you nurturing? What are you nurturing? What do you want to nurture in your child? Once you identify that, so that you can empower it.
Yeah.
That is how you're going to be able to find a Owen and find coaching, music. Once you know the skill you want to nurture, so that you can empower your child to be able to grow in it. And that is how the children are transformed for them to transform others.
Right.
So for every parent, I think it is a personal question. What do you want to see in your child? What does your child have?
Yeah.
Because for a parent to realize at 7 years old, my child is good in singing, you need to have spent time to actually know my child is in this line, acting. So invest your time to actually find out what other, outside of academics, what extracurricular activity is your child good in.
Right.
Then nurture it so that you're able to empower your child to transform themselves and also to transform others.
Yeah.
Because also as parents, we learn from our kids. Yes, so create a net around your child. That is nurture the skill you want to, the skill that they're good at.
Yeah.
Empower them so they transform themselves as they transform others. that is how we transform a generation.
Okay. All right, so Shani, we have like 1 or 2 more minutes with you. First of all, I want you to tell me this new song that you learned. What do you like singing at home? Which song is it? Before I say goodbye.
I forgot the name.
You forgot the name? Oh my gosh. But you promise next time you come, you'll sing it for us?
Yes.
Okay, what do you want to tell other kids who are watching, who are also going back to school like you on Friday? What message do you want to tell them?
I want to tell them that we wish Corona would go.
Yeah.
And may they go to school and study nicely.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Shani, for being with us, okay?
Yes.
All the best. I can see you talking to Daddy over there and waving at him. Thanks for coming, okay? And of course, asante sana to Baba Shani for availing Shani to take time to be with us this morning. She is from Riara School. Blessings as well to all the students from that particular institution. We're going to take a short break, and then when we get back, there's more from Annabelle and of course Owen. As we talk to you about back to school anxiety and preparedness, we'll also be sampling your messages in just a moment. Stick with us.